ahead. Start it off.
Hold
Welcome to the
on.
Two Cents Podcast, where we talk about any and everything. We could be talking about anime, TV shows, music, movies, basketball, football, or any other random things. I go by the name of Cam. He go by the name of Wood'a. Talk
What
to
up?
him.
Yeah, so
Just
today
that.
we are going to be.
That-
You said what? I didn't hear.
Not even.
No, so yeah, so this is the episode 0 of our podcast. Um, trying something, trying something new. We always wanted to try this, so let's see how this goes. As he said, I'm Wada.
Give
He goes by
give some
Cam.
backstory. Give some backstory. So I don't know how many years we've been talking about starting this podcast, but at least
Shit,
at least what, 5? At least 5 years.
at least 5 years. But just think about when we first started, like when being friends. That summer of when we did the little camera shit. We had the camera. So listen, the podcast may have been for 5 years, but we've been planning on stuff ever since we was like,
7th grade.
yeah, man, like
It's about 18 years since we've been planning and plotting this. We actually do have a video out there, but it got lost in the files. So
my
here
bad.
we are. Here we. I wasn't even gonna say it, but
No,
it is what it is.
it happened. Those videos that we were talking about, my bad. The thing is, I'm sure it was like one of those like little cheap like recorders, but the SIM card is what I lost. That's
Ugh. All right.
those suckers are hard to find. But anyways, so what we were going to talk about is coming into the NBA. We've been talking about this for a little bit, so I wanted to see your thoughts, and I know you want to see what I was thinking about these things. So what we brought up earlier is I was gonna say JJ Redick, and it is JJ Redick. For long, I just keep saying and want to say freaking JJ Redick. But anyways, Jason Kidd with the New York Knicks. Apparently, New York wants to talk to JJ for an interview to see if he would be in line of being the head coach. They would have to ask permission via Dallas. What is your thoughts on? Does this align, or do you agree with this move from the Knicks, or do you what do you think Jason or even Dallas should be thinking right now?
Well, Dallas. I'm gonna be honest with you. Dallas should try to keep him because he's like a player's coach. And he could probably get more out of Kyrie. Like Kyrie, all of a sudden, isn't acting the way he's been acting anywhere else. So they should want to keep him. So that's for one. Even though it really don't matter who they get at this point. Like obviously you can get somebody trash, but with the talent that they have, I think they'll be fine either way as long as they stay healthy. Now, from the Knicks' perspective, um, I think they should go after Mike Malone. Like that's what they should do because he won a championship for one, and he worked with more importantly he worked with Jokic. So maybe he can find ways to get more out of Cat because Cat he's very talented, but he got that Anthony Davis syndrome. Like Anthony Davis got better with it, but he got that Anthony Davis syndrome to where it's just like he just does not play to his potential. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure why it is, but he's a big part of why they lost. And him and Jalen Brunson weren't really meshing that last series while they're on the court together for whatever reason. So I think they need a championship head coach to be able to synchronize that duo because they have all the talent that they can ask for. I understand that they're talking about trades or whatever that we'll talk about later, but like as constructed, they should get a championship head coach. Tom Thibodeau is already good, but they need somebody that's like gonna get me over that hump. They only made it to the finals. It was right there, so it's not like they too far away. I think you just need that one extra push to get them there.
Okay, so we agree in the same. We agree on at the end of the day. We agree that JJ Redick. I keep saying JJ Redick, but we Jason Kidd should stay his ass in Dallas.
Yeah.
we both agree with that. The thing that the pushback on is, although I do agree with that, you got to look at it at both sides too, because what I was just thinking about was how open how open the East is right now, man. And with the competition, because the Boston Celtics is no longer going to be a thing, at least for this coming year, and even when fully healthy, just think about this: this is still not going to be the same team. Look to see some trades this offseason. Do you keep Jaylen Brown? Do you break up this duo? These are, depending on what happens, it depends on the East next year. If
Yeah.
I'm kid, man, you have a nice squad with you. If y'all can make a crazy trade or do something, we'll get a little into that in a little bit. But if you guys have the talent there, you guys have some leeway with certain trades that you guys can do. What I'm saying is, if he does go there, winning a chip seems a little bit more easier. Whether you want to take the easy way or the hard way or whatever it is, I can see both sides to this.
Mm.
You build a ring as a Hall of Fame coach. I don't look at JJ. I don't look at Kid as a Hall of Fame coach right now. He hasn't done anything for me. You can say he's good with the players and all that, but he hasn't done anything. So it is first things first. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves when it comes to Dallas, because Dallas has to be the one to say, give the okay on this. And here's the thing: if Dallas does, it's a weird situation, man. You got to look at it like this, and I haven't seen anybody talking about this, but when you say yes, you are opening doors that you didn't think were open. With that being said, does Kid feel some type of way that they actually are allowing me? And if that's the
Um,
case, because if we both said he should stay there, if I'm Dallas, I'm not entertaining this. No, he's under contract. We got him for another, what, 2 to 3 years. No, but if you
it,
say
it, it's
yes,
yeah,
Kid
it's
has to
but
be
like
feeling some type
nowadays,
of way.
I think it's a new era now. So I don't think we've seen it too much with coaches, but we see it with players to where they ask for trades or they ask to explore the market and they kind of allow them to. So I don't think it would be too different with the coaches. And I don't think Jason Kidd will feel slighted um if he's the one that asked for it. Like, are you guys going to? I think if he asks for it, you guys should let him because now as an organization, y'all know that he wants out, but you're gonna have him coach for the rest of the season. Like it's
But it
just
wasn't.
like
But it wasn't
again,
said. There's nothing stating that. There's nothing stating that he is asking for that. This is all New York. This is all New York saying, listen, we got rid of Thibodeau. We need to replace him. And yeah, there is a market. There is a market of coaches that need to be hired. What I'm saying is, they're looking at Kid, that he can deal with this. He can utilize this team, and if not, we have the assets to make a push, whether that's a trade or whatever the case may be. We feel like the coach is what is missing, and if that's the case, if you guys are confident, and the East is open, the East is open next year, man. If I'm a coach and I want to get that ring as a coach, we again you alluded to players. We normally see this with players, but with coaches, man, I want to build that resume. Maybe this is, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad.
so
And the before let me just finish this one thought. Again, I agree with it, but I want you to answer this: if he does stay, or, and again, I said if Dallas even, let's just say that Dallas entertains it. And he has this interview. For one, I don't think that there's a yes or no question. I think if you give him if you're taking the interview, that's saying that you're going to take him as a coach. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. Because you wouldn't be going through all the hassle with this. But if it's up to Kid on where he wants to go, what would you think would be the better decision? To stay in Dallas where you have everybody just getting better. The West is loaded. It's no joke. But the East is open with that roster right now as constructed. I believe with a different coach, I think they can get it done. I'm not sitting there and saying we can't say it's a clear path because the Pacers, you got to put respect on their name of what they're doing. But you can do it. You know what I mean? Another thing, do you feel like with that roster that is constructed right now, and if they made whatever pieces you might think that they do on this offseason, do you think that's enough to get through the East? And if it is, to win the chip? Or do you think you have a better chance with Anthony Davis? You know they're getting Cooper Flag. You know you got young talent. Kyrie could be back. He's definitely not going to be back in the beginning of the season, but later on, you have a chance of him playing, which I think if that's the case, if they were healthy right now, I think we're talking about a whole different other finals. So I don't know. What do you feel more comfortable with this team in Dallas to get you to the finals versus the Knicks and whatever they can do in the offseason? That team can get you to the finals.
So I see it from both perspectives. Like you said, he wants to try to build his catalog as a coach. He don't really have a good track record. So I think either situation will be good. It's not like either team's gonna be bad. I think if I were Kid, I would just stay. I think that's a better situation, not only because he has Kyrie, Anthony Davis, but honestly completely forgot about Flag. Like, you kidding me? That just solidifies it. Like, so I can have a long-term career with this team. Like, I can stay with this team and honestly, if Cooper Flag develops, even if they don't win this next year, Kyrie's not gonna be healthy, whatever. Like, it's not like you have to think about breaking the team apart. It's not like you have to think about, okay, let's trade. Like, in their mind, they could be like, okay, we have to develop Flag even more, and then Kyrie's going to be more healthy the following season. So you have more of a leeway. The minute you step foot in New York, you're expected to win because they just went to the conference finals. So you can't go there and make it to the conference finals. Like, they're going to be like, okay, so what was the point of getting you? So it just wouldn't. He would have to make the finals. I think if he goes with Dallas this year, he gets some leeway, just because of the injury concerns that they have and the developmental opportunities, obviously with Flag being a rookie, him coming in. So like he's gonna have some leeway being in Dallas. He go to New York, he's gonna get killed if he don't go there. And honestly, I don't even know if he's a better coach than Tom Thibodeau. Like, for him to go there and make a difference, to be honest with you. I think he's a pretty solid coach, but I can't say that, oh, he's the coach to take him to that next level. Like,
Yeah, but I
and
mean,
I don't think I don't know why they're looking at him like that over Mike Malone. I don't know what's going on here.
yeah, but you're saying, hold on. Let's run this back. Because although I do believe he should stay in Dallas, I don't agree with you on Tom Thibodeau, him not being. Where's the evidence that he's not better? My man
Where's the
just
evidence that
my man
he is?
just went to a finals. What are we talking about here?
Look, so when we talking about going to a finals, let's take into account the team as well. Tom
Okay,
Thibodeau, yes, Tom Thibodeau, yes, he has a lot of role players. He has stars. This man had Luka. Do we think
I don't
that?
want to
Do we
hear
think?
that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because Thibodeau had Derrick Rose, bro. What are we talking about? Thibodeau had Butler. Like what are we talking about?
So we're talking about some good players for sure. And I'm not saying that Tom Thibodeau didn't have good players, but since you're bringing them up, look at his track record.
He plays. He's
Tom
the same.
Thibodeau,
He's the same type of coach. What I'm saying is, Jason, yo, kid will give you versatility when it comes to coaching. I don't think you can do that with when Tom Thibodeau. He has shown you year in and year out, same offense, same defense, non-existing. When it does, you just play hard. I get it, but you got to exert yourself on that offense and on defense. So your defense is not going to be as good as you might think it is. I don't see how you don't see that point right there.
so I think their strengths are in different areas. So I don't think you're thinking of. I don't think they should be. I don't think that they are thinking of it as picking between Jason Kidd and Tom Thibodeau because Tom Thibodeau is already gone.
Yeah, he's
But you
gone.
want
Yeah.
someone. You want someone that's going to make a noticeable difference. So, like I stated in the beginning, let's talk about Mike Malone versus Jason Kidd. Who are we? Who are we picking? And then say Kidd does go to the Knicks. Guess who's going to be going after Mike Malone? Dallas, because he knows exactly how to run with a point guard and a big man. So they'll be the Dallas either way. I'm sure they're going to be ecstatic. I'm sure they're going to be good. He
I
knows
thought
how to
that
deal with
I
young
thought that
players
if
coming in.
yo I truly believe if Kyrie didn't get hurt and AD stayed healthy, we're talking about a different finals right now.
It would have been a problem. It would have been a very. It would have been a really
Because
big
even
problem.
because even with the Luka and LeBron, let's say for shits and giggles that they didn't go against the Timberwolves, we thought that they were gonna have a good run, but we didn't think that it would go be an easy series between Dallas. Everybody was thinking like, yo, if they can make it, you could possibly see a Dallas and Lakers. I'm gonna let you know I ain't want to see that. I ain't want to see that at all. Like they're a bigger team than us. Like what?
They're. I think that the Dallas they're so talented now and they're so well constructed. Even last year when they made it to the finals, Luca obviously played a huge part. He's like when you were mentioning Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler, like they are good players, and Derrick Rose is a great player. Luca is going to go down as one of the best players of all time. There's a very, very big difference. Very big difference. When I say track record, I'm talking to what did Jason Kidd do other than that 1 year? Name one other thing that he did. He hasn't done anything.
That's my thing. Do you if you're going? I agree that he needs to stay in. He needs to stay in Dallas. But what I'm saying is, I don't see. I never liked Tom Thibodeau's off him as a coach. Wherever I've seen him,
Right.
it's I'm not trying I'm not being biased or anything like that because I didn't really follow him like that, but when you start seeing these how each one of these teams go, it's the same damn results. And last year when I really noticed that when I'm seeing all these everybody on the Knicks getting injured, that showed you like yo there's more to coaching. Like if you're gonna sit there and say like when I say kid is gonna provide you versatility, and that's something that I feel like should be common. Utilize your bench so your guys don't get tired out. And on top of that, when that's all coaching. We have to figure out what we're gonna do in the regular season. Like just like when we have like when we looked at Russ for the Lakers, we didn't at the time. Yeah, we tried to figure it out, and then you the one who told me, oh, yo, it's perfect because then we can when LeBron is on the bench, he can rest more, and Russ can take over some games here and there, whatever. That's good. That's how it's supposed to be. But that's a coaching thing. I want to get someone who can be that dominant player right quick, get us a bucket or control the game while LeBron is sitting down. That's that. There's the Knicks are stacked to where you should have been seeing that. That's coaching. You have a whole bunch of
So
assistant coaches and stuff that are under you that is supposed to help you out. But you as a head coach, you're gonna go with that whatever you've been rocking with. This is your playbook. There's,
So
huh?
I agree with the Tom Thibodeau and his deficiencies. I agree on that part. Um, and I think Jason Kidd can bring some strengths where Tom Thibodeau has weaknesses. I just think that um their deficiencies will balance out. So I don't think that Jason Kidd is going to lead this team. If he would go there, I don't think that he's good enough to lead them to a finals. I don't think that. I don't think that he's shown that he's developed because you need someone that is going to develop Carl Anthony Towns. And yes, he is a player's coach, but I have to see how he develops like an established uh star already. How do you get them to that next level? I know I talked about him kind of growing Cooper Flag, but that's a rookie coming in. Carl Anthony Towns, how do you push him to that next level? Like I don't know if he has that. And maybe he can do it. I just like right now I can't just bank on Jason Kidd doing that. Like he hasn't shown me anything, unless I'm missing something. But he hasn't really shown me anything that has me believing that okay, yeah, Jason Kidd's the one to get the Knicks to the finals. And then like the rest of these teams plan on making improvements too. I would assume. So like the Celtics, they're already good. I don't even know how that happened, but I assume that they plan to get better. Even though Jason Tatum, he's going to be gone, but they're going to be getting better. I would assume the Cavs. It seemed like they're missing something. I would assume they're trying to get better. So you're still competing against some top tier teams
Yeah,
that
but the whole
are
point,
right there too.
the whole point is the Celtics is not going to be in the conversation next year. This is your opportunity. You have to break up that salary. This is why this is so important because everybody just has the Celtics as that team in the East. Don't matter. You got to go through the Celtics. Celtics are elite. Had they been healthy, maybe we're talking about something different. I don't know, but that's how the NBA views them. And what I'm saying is if this team is that important that we're talking about a whole new East. We're talking about this is the most open it ever been. Like just just think about just think about if LeBron wasn't in the East those years. You have a whole bunch of teams that could have done it. You have the Paul George Pacers that could have done it. You have the Raptors so many years could have done it. So if you tell me that LeBron is not going to be there, and I'm not trying to compare Tatum to LeBron, but in a sense of what he means, just the team itself. If you tell me LeBron wasn't there, you don't think all these teams are trying to figure out like, yo, we right here. We can do this. I don't know.
I, I I just don't think
It's
that.
just you're gonna be
Yeah,
on the
I
mindset of
would.
let's do it now because LeBron is gone right now. Before
So
he get
if we're trying to not experiment and we're trying to, like you said, like we gotta uh strike it while it's hot, I'm going for Mike Malone, like a championship head coach. Jason Kidd, I'm not entertaining Jason Kidd over Mike Malone. It's just not gonna happen. It is just not gonna happen. He used to
I agree.
working with a point guard and a big man, like, and that's what you have. And I'm assuming that he can take the experience from working with Joker to Karl Anthony Towns. That's literally exactly what he needs.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
But let's pivot to the trades. Let's pivot to the trade possibilities, I should say.
Okay,
I've been
so
hearing Giannis. Everybody's gonna want Giannis, obviously. The most recent one that I've seen is Giannis to the Spurs. Obviously we've heard Giannis to the Knicks. Which do you think would be better fit for him?
for him,
For him.
for him,
For him. Yeah.
long term, I'm guessing we're gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Spurs just because if you can work out a trade, right? Let's say hypothetically speaking, you work out a trade to get some young assets over to the Bucks, and you receive Giannis and whatever the Spurs have what they need in order to acquire him. I believe they have it to the point where they can still, obviously you're not trading Wimby. You want him to pair alongside him. But the key factor is De'Aaron Fox. You're definitely going to be making a trade that keeps De'Aaron Fox because you want that to be your centerpiece. You're kind of going for a Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker type of thing with them. I love that, to be honest with you. I really do love that because the thing is, you still have Chris Paul. I feel like you bring Chris Paul back, man. Like I know that it's I know he's not that person to rely on in terms of trying to get you
Anything?
listen, nah, don't disrespect on him. Like I still do think that he can help De'Aaron Fox. I think that De'Aaron Fox is like a younger version of him. I don't think he's a better passer than Chris Paul, but I do think that being big brother little brother type of thing. I think you keep him around as like a, I don't want to sit there and get disrespectful about like a Haslam type of role, but like because Haslam was like more of the enforcer of the team. You feel me? Like he was more of the enforcer, and like he was heat culture, and you kept him
Mhm.
around for different purposes. I think Chris Paul, you keep him around to help to take Fox to that next level where, bro, Fox ain't getting any younger. You know what I mean? Like, and he's been here for years. I think he can take that Tony Parker role, bro. And if you mix it with like a Chris Paul style, because the thing is, I feel like Tony Parker was more of a, no, I don't know if I want to say true point guard, but motherfucker can score too. So it's like, they can all get the buckets, and just like that, like you got Wimby, you got Giannis, De'Aaron Fox, bro. First of all, your defense. Who coming in the lane?
Ain't nobody going in the paint. That's
Yo.
forget about that one.
So another thing is like long term. Although I'm saying he's not getting any younger, De'Aaron Fox is not old by all means. You know what I mean? Like my boy is still young. He's out here. So it's just like I just think that's a better. I don't. You never want to use the word dynasty because it's just something. But I'm just saying you have that core. You have that
Oh,
core. It's dynasty is going to be the expectation. That's all I'm saying.
I'm trying to I'm trying to think because I'm trying to think of it from the perspective of the Spurs. They're gonna have to get rid of. I can't remember young guy's name that was on that team, but he's a solid player. They're gonna have to get rid of him. Um, Basically the people that made them even an inkling of relevant other than Wemby and De'Aaron Fox, they're gonna have to get rid of them. So it's just gonna be them. So it kind of I don't think they had huge depth to begin with. So you're getting rid of some of that. I'm sure you can
For
easily build
Giannis,
around
yes,
those three.
yes, you do that. You,
You
you
can
you
easily build
definitely
around
do
those
that, and
three.
you get other little solid role players, man. Like
For
it's
sure,
it's
for
it
sure.
like I feel like, and on top of that, let's not act like free agency isn't a thing, bro. Like people, and I guess in a way when you talk in that aspect of like lifestyle in a way, like are you gonna go to the Spurs or are you gonna go to New York? Like
I don't think
you,
Giannis cared too much
I
about in Milwaukee.
I
Like
I think, yeah, I understand that, but I think if he go to New York, he ain't coming back.
I think
I think I
I
think
think
I
the
think
only
in terms of
thing
like we talk about player, like where we think is a better fit for him, but like what about him? Like he might think, nah, this is a better fit for me. I think he already has yeah, he owns property in New York already, so he's probably accustomed. I would say that he's accustomed to that lifestyle, or he sees what it's about. So I feel like he'll be more comfortable and have no problem like adjusting.
I
It,
think that New York will get them the faster ring. Because if you think about it, how they just went to the conference finals, and a lot of people think that they were still the better team than the Pacers. I don't think there was like a huge thing. Like if Cat just played better, then I think they would have been better. So, say if you had to get rid of Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, of course
I
you
mean,
don't want to have to get rid of them.
I mean, shit.
But Mikal Bridges,
If Kyrie would
Mikal
have
Bridges,
played better, we're talking about Luka got his first ring right now.
But so Mikal Bridges didn't show up anyways. So like I don't care how good people play in the regular season. I don't care how many games straight they played. Like how do you perform in the playoffs? If you trade him for Karl Anthony Towns and McCall Bridges, McCall whatever, like I'm pretty confident that they're going at least at the very minimum going to the finals. I'm pretty confident in that, especially with Jason Tatum being out next season. I just don't see who would be able to beat them. Obviously, the Pacers give them their respect because they're in the finals right now. The
Yeah,
Cavs, I mean,
but no,
I'm
you're
over
talking
the
about some.
Cavs.
So, so I think no. So I think the I don't want to say yeah, definitely give your respect to the Pacers, but even so, who the hell is stopping Giannis on the Pacers? We're talking about something different now. So we had a case where Dame didn't show up. You know what I mean? So just take that. You have a point where Dame doesn't show up, and you also have a point where Cat doesn't show up. Well, Brunson's been showing up every fucking game, and when we have Giannis, Giannis is gonna play hard. And the only thing that when it came to those good games, those great games with Cat, we were talking about, yo, stop trying to shoot that open shot. We know you can hit that open shot. Get your ass in the paint, bro. Go down. And when he was doing that, it was good. So my thing is, if you put Giannis,
Yeah, I don't think anybody in
oh,
the league can necessarily stop Giannis. Obviously, they're going to feel confident with Miles Turner being able to
what I'm
slow him down a
but
bit. But
what I'm saying is, you have two people that are consecutively good. They're consistently gonna show up, and that's what they needed. That's what each one of them needed. You know what I mean? So you put those two guys together, we're talking different stuff now. I don't
that's
know.
that's why I said I think they would make it to the finals. I was like, I want to give the Pacers the respect, not to say that they will beat them, but just
I
to
just think
say,
that if Miles Turner returns, and also keep in mind, we got to see if Miles Turner is gonna return. He's a free agent. He can go
man,
anywhere. He wants
that,
his bread, bro. He wants his
that
bread.
motherfucker been traded for the past 5 seasons. He's still
Yeah.
there. I ain't looking at him going nowhere.
Nah, but listen, bro. Like, listen. If I'm in, sometimes we gotta look at it how the players are talking, like how the players think or might feel. Bro, you're right. I have been in trade rumors for the past God knows how long. Why do I want to be somewhere that don't want me? Now all of a sudden, then we having a good little run. Now all of a sudden, now things change.
It could go
But
either
but I
way.
still want my money. Why didn't y'all
It
offer
could
me a
go.
contract extension?
It could go either way. It's hard to dictate these players and how they be thinking, to be honest with you, because ones that you would never think would ask for a trade be the ones that ask for a trade. So Miles Turner, his stock is going to be somewhat high no matter where he goes. So I already, or if he decides to stay, he's a solid player. So, but if he's not there, yeah, they I don't know who really going to man the paint for them. So I would suggest them either keep him or try to get someone else like that's of equal status or stature to deal with the big men. Who else is going to be coming through, like a Giannis or
So I mean,
if
so what about
Towns
Joel?
does
What
stay
about
for
Joel
whatever reason.
Embiid?
What about him?
Like 76 is gonna still be there next year. I mean, we're talking about how it's open, just as open as it's gonna be.
Man, I'm done with them. They're gonna have to show me. We so to give, since we're talking to the fans here, give some backstory. Start of the season, I can't remember who your team was, but we was just talking back and forth. I'm like, man, the 76ers, man, the big three. They got Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid. Just had me looking crazy. Like I had full faith. And mind you, I'm not even like huge fans of either one of them, but just seeing the pairing, I thought like who is really gonna stop them? And then that happened even before the injuries. Like that happened. And then when you include the injuries, it's just like, you know what, like y'all gonna have to show me that y'all can perform. Like everyone knows Joel Embiid is talented when healthy. Paul George, I don't even know what to think about him anymore. Tyrese Maxey, I think
I
when
mean,
that
shit.
contract,
You trade Paul George, you might get a little something. It seems like every time Paul George gets traded, just saying that team got something good on them. The Thunder is where they at right now because of it, and the Pacers is where they at because of that trade. Paul George is the GOAT, man. GOAT of trades, bro. Just saying.
what
And
we
you
need to think about.
and what I'm saying, and what I also think is, if I'm Philly, damn, I just paid this dude all this damn money. He ain't show up.
They
I'm
should have
looking at
learned.
might look to trade his ass. That's all I'm
And
saying.
the thing about you don't even need him to be like peak Paul George. Like just be decent. Like he was just
I mean, it's
trash. Like
supposed
I
to be
don't know.
Maxi's team. It's supposed to be Maxi's team, so it has to. Paul George has to be that third option because Maxi got to
Even
be
when Joel
that.
Embiid was injured,
You said what?
even when Joel Embiid was injured, or when Maxey got injured, he had a chance to play number two guy and number one guy, and he couldn't even do that. And usually he's like good at least being the number two guy. And obviously he's not who he used to be. That's clear at this point. But I mean, Jesus, like he was just that was the worst I've seen Paul George outside of his games in the playoffs and stuff like that. But like he was just like terrible. I'm like, yeah, you were just useless. Like, what are you there for? Like, I don't, that was just a complete waste of time. And the 76ers, they've always been that team ever since Ben Simmons was there. Like, they've always been that team that's just knocking on the door, but they're just not good enough. I'm not looking at them as a threat. Like, I'm not. Unless, obviously, they acquire some pieces. We got to look at some of the other players that's
Well,
going to be
that's
real.
what I'm saying. Do you get rid of? Do
So,
you trade? Do you trade a Paul George or even so? Like since dude, the way the
uh,
NBA is right now, do you trade Joel Embiid? Do you
so
do
I
that?
saw, I saw a lot of that. So, for the 76ers, I think you should trade Paul George for whoever would take him. Like, but, Joel Embiid, man, it's tough because it's like he can't stay healthy, but you can't just trade him for like a pack of Jolly Ranchers. Like you gotta get some because when he healthy, we still know like that's
So we're
that's a
talking
bad
about
one.
so we're talking about Giannis, and we're saying what would be better for him, either the Knicks or the Spurs. Well, when we dip into places that he can go, I mean, dude, the same goes for Embiid. What roster is like right there to get you over the hump? Do you make a trade for Joel Embiid and try and see what you could do something? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't.
That's the
If
thing. Like it's gonna be a big risk to try to get Joel Embiid to be honest with you because like well he had like 1, 2 healthy seasons. Like he's going to get injured at this point. Like he's going to get injured. Unless you, I can't even say unless you manage it properly. Like I don't even know what that means at this point. So like he's just going to get injured. So like as another team, I'm not getting rid of nobody for Joel Embiid. He's great, a great talent, one of the
you
best
don't
we've ever
you
seen.
you don't think Joel Embiid can make a different and be a different maker in the West if you were to put him on the Grizzlies, pair him up with Ja.
Not if he on the bench. He can make a difference wherever he goes. But if he's not gonna stay healthy, I'm not trading nobody for him. I'm not giving him no assets for someone that's not gonna play. Like that, he's not getting them over the hump if he injured half the season. That ain't gonna make no difference at all.
You can still manage it. You know what I mean? It's I
That's a younger team that wants to run. Man, please. That man ain't going nowhere. If there's one team he ain't going to, he ain't gonna be that one. That man, I think Joel Embiid, like I don't think there's like a real big market for him, to be honest with you. Especially with there being so much talent around the league. I don't think anyone's looking at Joel Embiid and be like, all right, let's like give them some like nah, not for him. Is you thinking about KD looking to request a trade? Like I'm not looking at Joel Embiid. Like I'm looking at some of these other players that I actually can get something for. Like
well, speaking of KD, let's move over to him because he really can make an X factor. Like he can be the X factor to another team, man. So where do you think he might land? Give me some teams that you look and you think, like, I mean, LA always shine bright with the stars. So I mean, if somehow some way package deal get Austin Reeves up out of there, but Nah, listen, man, listen. I do that.
I love Austin Reeves, but for KD, yeah, like he would have to go. But
Yeah,
it's like
but
you would but for the Lakers organization, you thinking of it like Austin Reeves, like real young KD, like he gonna give you a few years. Like, do you
listen,
really?
I got you, but listen,
I don't know, man. I
KD can fit
think,
in any
oh, for
system at
sure.
all. And
Just
I'm just
because
saying.
KD
So
goes there.
and I get you. And it seemed like the Lakers are trying to play that small big ball type thing. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how to name it, but if what you sent me is Nas Reed, man. If they really trying to trade for him, bro, like or not trade, not because he's a free agent, isn't he? He's a free agent. So if he does come, let's say he does come over, you know what I mean? Do you go ahead and try to make that trade, man? Like you might can stretch out, man. KD, LeBron, uh, and Luca, man. Like I don't.
The reason why I say no, I just thought
You
about it
seen
like
Luca lost that weight, right? Shh.
that motherfucker. He ain't like that loss. But
Lord have
the
mercy.
reason
It
why I
had
say
to.
no, the
Yo,
reason why I say no is because of what we're seeing right now. We don't. I think the era of like the big three or big like that is like done. It's about depth now. So I don't think the Lakers should be looking to get KD and trade a whole bunch of people for him and like reduce the depth. Like build on that. We need more 3-point shooters. We need big men. We need a bench. We need like people that's gonna help Luca and LeBron. Like Luca is gonna carry as much as he can. LeBron can still do his thing. Like we need other people to contribute to that. Like Austin Reeves, yeah, he didn't show up in the playoffs, but if he can get you I wanted him to get 18 to 20, but if he gets you 12 to 15 and then Naj Reed gets you 12 to 15 too, I think that's what we need. And if we get a 3-point shooter to get you 6 to 9, another 3-point shooter to get you 6 to 9, like I think those are the type of players that we need. We don't need another 25 to 30 right now. Like we just don't. Like we don't. To be honest with you, like I honestly, like initially, that's where your mind goes towards. It's like, yes, KD, Luka, LeBron, of course. Like, but then it kind of scared me looking around now. It's like, man, these teams is good, man. These teams, they go deep, they
it's kind of like
strong.
what I told you with the Nuggets, like when we were talking about it. Remember when I was like, "Yo, the Nuggets, like for years and years, you know, good regular season, but it's just like when you talking about the team aspect, like look down the roster, check the boxes, motherfucker, just check it, check, bro. That is a basketball team, which is just like the Celtics, a basketball team. When
Exactly.
you got things, and that's why I think, to be honest with you, that's why it's such a dangerous thing because it seems like we are like, and I get what I definitely agree with that. It's more about depth now, and when we're talking about basketball team that's gonna win right now, you had the LeBron errors and stuff where a guy can carry you and you be like, as long as you have that guy, and I know you heard this over and over again, as long as you have the best guy in the conference, he could drag you. You have a chance for him to drag you, don't matter who it is. That's not the case anymore because if that was the case, we would have been seeing Giannis. Giannis actually, the Bucks were my pick, by the way. Earlier when you were talking about Philly, the Bucks were my pick for to come out the East. And just like any year, my you know to win it all was always going to be LeBron with the Lakers. So I mean, can't go back on that. But I at least thought that the like being real, like I really thought the Bucks were going to come out. And again,
Me too.
injury,
Eh, eh.
you
Do
came
you think if
back,
they were healthy, they would have made it?
yeah, with different reps. I mean, so Dame was out for a minute. You can't just expect him to come back and be Superman again. And then on top of that, the reason why I think it just looks bad, like, and I get it, like it's the playoffs. We don't want to hear all that, but yo, like my thing is, you see the back and forth between him and Halliburton, man. Listen, he was itching to come back, and when you was itching to come back, bro, like it's like
And
you
who's really a better
forgot.
player? Who's really a better player right now?
Right now, I mean, the only reason why I can say Halliburton is because number one, I feel like for a team to team, I would feel like Giannis is the equivalent to Halliburton, and I don't think Dame's on that level anymore. For me, thinking that he can carry a team or whatever, so he does. I think Halliburton does more. So he's obviously the pick over the two, but Giannis too. Like think about it, man. Like well, I'm just saying about Halliburton. That's what Giannis is doing, and going back to piggybacking to what we were talking about before. Like Cat wasn't performing, Brunson was, Dame wasn't performing. Giannis was, bro. Like, and I don't know if they were healthy. I'm not gonna sit there and say if they were healthy in the beginning of the series that this would be different. But I feel like it could have been it could have been different. We just we won't know. So Dame is
I think it's just
obviously not that guy no more. Like
yeah, I think it's certain teams and players that I kind of just like gave up on. Like just I was talking about Paul George. I don't want to put Dame in that category necessarily.
he's there, he's near it.
Like it's
It's
just
catching
like all
up.
right. Like yeah, like I can't keep saying oh man, he's a good player, man. So you just like you're a good regular season player, like, and that's it. Like
No,
I
no,
don't
and I don't
expect
want to
more.
so here, check it. I don't want to disrespect when you your peak was godly. You feel me? And you had that godliness for years. So I'm not gonna disrespect Dame on that because he is a clutch dude. He can shoot like crazy shooter or whatever. But we also gotta remember things. There are all variables because we can start making excuses for everybody. Then if that's the case, well, if he had a different team or whatever, I'm not making that argument or whatever. What I'm saying is this is kind of where we have to start looking at people like when it comes to players with loyalty, I respect it. I like it. You know what I mean? But when you do that, you're missing out an opportunity to unlock that next level. And if you know that they're not going to win, like for instance, Carmelo, right? Carmelo, that's the one thing he don't got is a ring. So if you have a Carmelo career where we're like, damn, you are looked at as great, but those last couple years, even those last couple years, he wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad player. He was still all right. Like he just transitioned into a role player, but we don't judge his career off of those last couple years.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I think Dame, that's the same thing. You're gonna look at it as he was just great, but because Carmelo didn't want to go nowhere, he wanted to stay loyal, and he was trying to get that bag, which I gotta respect it. You miss out on an opportunity to get to that next level. And the reason why I'm saying get to that next level, and I hate to keep bringing up LeBron about this, but you remember when LeBron finally got that ring, right? Remember he came back next year? It's, the weight has been lifted.
right.
I'm
Having fun
here.
here.
Yeah. So we haven't seen that from Carmelo. So if imagine the chains off of Carmelo. Like, he don't gotta worry about anything no more. He did it. He did. Now let me just go out here and ball out and do my thing. Oh, I'm about to. Oh, the confidence there, boy. If Dame were to do that, he should
I
have
think the
left.
difference is
I
I
feel
think the
like
difference is um players like that it would look different than LeBron because LeBron was like um he was more free like mentally and shit like that, but he also knew like what it actually took to win. So their game would completely change. So they might not look um like that godly player or whatever the case is, where they're putting up 60 or 50 consistently because we don't need that to win. Like, but it would develop them in other ways to where it's like, all right, just timely baskets or playing more defense here or watch more film or just whatever the case is. I don't think we would view them as well. We would view them as different players because they would have more impact. But I think they just go down in they're just gonna go down as categories of
I
the
think that
Charles
sometimes
Barkley's
I was just
and
about to say that too. I just think that sometimes we just get spoiled over the LeBron Stephs and stuff because and the thing is when we talk about like Jordan's era, like yeah, we talk about names that are like like legendary, like, oh, this player, this person did this for the game, whatever. Oh, you remember this person, whatever. But right now, in terms of like, I don't want to sit there and say players are better now, but players are. It's fact that players are better now. So I think that where you, and again, the rule changes. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about the human body, like playing the sport has evolved. You feel me? That's what we are talking about right now. So when I'm saying that, I'm saying that you have more of a lottery, if you want to say, you have more chances of a lottery pick. You get what I mean? You seeing someone develop into a crazy super freak star or whatever the case may be, or whatever they go, just because there is more talent now. So when you see when everybody's great, you got to be that much greater to stick out from them. You feel me? So it's like with Dame, you were one of the ones. Like, imagine, man. Listen, I can't.
I think he's one of the ones that take for granted their window, and I think that's what Melo did too. Like when there was a chance to go to Miami that year, I understand he wanted the money, but like I don't think he didn't look at the bigger picture. Like you winning that ring would have got you more money in the long run. Like
Yeah,
I think they think like, oh, I'm this great. If I keep chopping the wood, eventually the tree is gonna fall. Like it's just like
so
no.
so
Sometimes that tree never falls.
So, all right, I understand this is all hypothetical, and we're still on trades right now. So, I just want to get back into the trade aspect real quick. So, let's say hypothetically, the Bucks, Giannis, you're not going nowhere. You know what I mean? You're under contract. You're not going nowhere. But hey, we go try to make some moves. Do you see a possibility of them moving from Dame and acquiring different pieces to have a different roster shakeup, because it's still Giannis, and maybe if we fill the roster out a little better with the different moves and what we can do this offseason to make a push, one final push for Giannis, maybe to convince him to stay. You know what I mean? Like,
I think they don't have a choice but to try some. I don't know if they believe that Dame is the problem yet though,
I'm not
because of the
saying I'm not
injury.
saying that Dame is the problem. What I'm saying is you want to capitalize. And what you just alluded to is that this league, and I agreed with you, that this league is more about depth. Do you trade a Dame for some depth? Because if you start looking at it like that, who do you think, if Dame were to who were to trade for Dame, can bring them right there to where it's like, okay, now maybe they can get to a title, or now we view them a little differently.
That's the problem. I don't know if there is any. Not off the top of my head. Because not like Dame is bad. Dame can get you
I'm
20
not
to
saying that
25.
he's not bad. What I'm saying
I'm
is
not
he
saying that you're
allows you to
saying
get
that,
you.
but I'm saying I understand more depth. I don't know if he's good enough to get you
The depth that
role
you need.
players that's gonna get you there. Yeah, like I don't know if he's that good anymore or if he's worth it to those teams, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think of teams that's missing that piece and can get rid of the role players like in exchange that's really gonna supplement the loss.
Trey Young with
I
Giannis.
don't know. Huh?
Trey Young with Giannis. You wouldn't want to see that.
I don't think that ain't gonna make no difference.
But
That ain't gonna make no
but it
difference.
allows you to get different pieces. More, I feel like for a Dame, you can get more than just the Trey Young. You put in something. You can do a package deal. Dame and probably like, let's see. You do Bobby Portis. Get something. You can get something for that. Like you have. I think that you still have enough pieces
Shit,
to move something.
I think they Trae Young and Dame on equal footing, in my opinion. Honestly, if I'm the Hawks, yeah. If I'm the Hawks, I'll give you Trae Young, and you're gonna have to give me Dame and Bobby Portis. I think Trae Young is probably more valuable. because he's a better playmaker. He's kind of shown in his whole career. They can score. I
It's
say Dame has been scoring more, I guess,
it's either
but
that
Trey
or
Young.
it's either that or do you if you scratch that what I just said, if you go back to trying to move Dame's too small. I was gonna say if you move him to the two or whatever, or I guess if you just get a better point guard, I think that that's just what they're missing.
And that's the tough part because it's like,
Because
who?
my thing is Dame is not a facilitator like that. You feel me? I think he's a scorer first type of person. So I don't think that's what Giannis needed. I think what Giannis needed was a facilitator. So someone like a Holiday, and that was the difference maker. I believe that Giannis probably could have won back to back had they still never did that dumb trade. I thought that that was just giving the Celtics a freebie, bro. That's who you relied on. I really think they could have got another ring off of that. But here's the thing too. If that's the case, if you need a player like that, do you hope that San Antonio don't re-sign with a Chris Paul and possibly just get him? And if you do, if you can sign for Chris Paul and convince him to come over there for a year or something, because you know Chris Paul is out anyway, could he make he wants to play? You know what I mean? So in his IQ, he's still. I think he could still get your team over a hump until and if that if the point guard position is what you need, I don't see another person better than Chris Paul for that right now. If you're trying to be in a win now situation to run the offense with to pair with a Giannis, not to mention I think Brooke Lopez is going to be on a free agent, so that leads you like I think they can make some moves with the
Lopez is
talent that,
washed.
huh?
I said, good. Brook Lopez is washed now,
But
just
what I'm
like Chris.
saying, but
Right?
can you imagine? Can you imagine if they'd be like, you know what, yo, Miles Turner, yo, we need you over in the Bucks, yo. Listen, we'll give you that. That's a Brooke Lopez upgrade. He's definitely a better Brooke Lopez right now. If you're trying to replicate something but do something a little better, and then you get your facilitator, so you are a little different. Do you get yourself a Chris Paul and try to do that? Do you try to and if you want to try to get more depth again, that's where you try to go and get some pieces from Dame. Do you try to do something like that? I mean, you put shit. Make a call to the Magics. You don't think Magic can be with Paulo? That'd be a nice. I think that's the only better fit that he could do right now.
don't- I
I
don't.
wouldn't be mad at a trade like that. Dame on the Magic with
They're not doing
man,
it.
huh?
They're not. They're not getting it again. It's not happening. It's not. He's like the keystone. Chris Paul falls under that category. The people I'm just like I just gave up on. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
you
honest
can
with you.
give up on him all you want. What I'm saying is he is a role player coming into this, bro, and that
So what I'm
you don't need someone like a flashy star or whatever. I'm saying for the point guard position, for what you're gonna do, just like how the Lakers brought in Rondo. The Lakers brought in Rondo. We wasn't looking at Rondo like he was this all out star. We didn't think that he was in his prime. Like yeah,
yeah,
we thought
but
about like the playoff Rondo. Yeah, we get that, but in terms of regular season, like we needed someone with a good IQ who could facilitate the ball, just hang with the best of them and pass and get people into their spots.
I was just looking at some of the free agents. I think someone like I don't think this could be the only player, but someone that can help them like something minor. Someone like Fred Van
Fred,
Fleet.
yeah, that
That would be something. And then you bring in Steven Adams, or like you said, Miles Turner. If you get Miles Turner and Fred Van Vliet, you can keep Dame, and I think you'll be good. And I think they have a really, 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 really good chance. They're not gonna have the money for all that, so you probably would have to get someone like Steven Adams and Fred Van Vliet rather than Miles Turner and Fred Van Vliet. But I think something like that. I don't think you need anything like huge. Um, if you're gonna do that, I think because it's not like Dame is a bad playmaker. He's a decent playmaker, but also like Giannis is a good playmaker too. So if you bring in Fred, he's a decent playmaker too. So you got people that's decent playmakers. I think that will do better than just having one Chris Paul. Like I,
So the thing is, when you say that, this is how you
just
get.
Chris Paul.
This is how
Not
you get.
hold on,
This is how you
it's
get
Paul George.
if you don't like someone that it truly shows. And this is just gonna show the audience and get used to this because when you don't like someone, you really want to just discredit them for whatever reason. I'm not talking about the Chris Paul, the superstar. That's where you're looking at it. I'm looking at Chris Paul, the role player. And if you're getting him through free agency, not a trade, I don't see the issue what that would be. Yeah, you can get a Fred VanVleet. That I think that would be good. That would definitely be good. It wasn't on my mind, but I don't sit there and say, okay, well, Chris Paul can like obviously can do better or whatever. And nah, I put Chris Paul still there. I'm looking at a role player, and especially if you're talking about keeping Dame. If you're
Yeah,
keeping
Ben.
if you're keeping Dame, you have too many people, too many high star power. You don't think he wants to take like I feel like that would be some like competition between one and another. I don't think it would be like that. I don't think like it would be like that with Chris Paul and Dame if you go that route. I think
Competing with Fred VanVleet.
I feel like if you put Fred
Dame
in
didn't fall
Lade,
that much.
huh?
Said, damn, Dame didn't fall off that much.
Listen, man,
Damn.
I'm not saying he fall off that much. I'm just saying if you're putting it's like the number one option, right? The number one now option is obviously Giannis, right? So and you would think that your number two is gonna be Dame. I feel like you have Fred on that team. I feel like it might be instead of being a 1-2-3 situation, it's gonna be a 1-2B and 2A situation.
I think I don't I don't I don't know. I wouldn't assume that. I think Fred would know exactly where he stands. But I am agreeing that someone like Chris Paul would be a better fit.
They need
I
it. I
just
just
don't,
that's I just
I'm
think
just
that
not picking
and I
Chris
get
Paul. I don't know, man. He's Paul George for me, man. Like
he's on
he's
that
Paul
tier.
George.
He's on that tier. I get it. I get it. And I also
I
get
don't
when you
think
don't
they're
like a
disrespectful to
person. I
that
get it.
level. But yeah, he's. But if there were some other, it's hard to find those playmakers like that. I ain't gonna lie. To just be like real distributors and real excuse me, floor generals. Like it's tough to find those. So I get it, but maybe I'm sleeping on Chris Paul. I didn't watch him too much last season, but that man right there, he's.
Listen, well, I don't know, man. I will say, when it comes to teams that you a sleeper trade, right? Going back to some trades, what team do you expect to make a noise in this off season that nobody's talking about?
I know what he's talking about. Maybe the Magic.
The Magic.
Maybe the Magic. I think they're a piece away from getting to that next level too. Nobody's really talking about them, and I think if they get someone, it'll make a difference. They've always been a quiet team. Like we didn't even notice them kind of ascending. They was always like the eighth seed or something like that, but they were just slowly getting better and better and better. And I think that
Who
they
do you think the Magic? What kind of piece do you think that they're missing, or if any, like what do you think that might be something someone you might want to see paired up?
I think that I don't think it's one big trade. I think it's multiple different people that they would need on their team. I don't think they're one necessarily piece away, but they're like one big off season away. Like if they get like a real good floor general or some just a good point guard, and another good big man. Like if they were to get Fred VanVleet and Miles Turner or something like that, like they got money to do it. They don't got nobody huge other than Powell. So um yeah, if they would have an off season like that, I don't think they could do anything that's gonna like put them over the hump in terms of making it to the finals.
You
But
don't
it
think
would
like do you think a Kevin Durant trade is something that you might look at?
I don't know if that's gonna get them over. I don't think I would if I were them, I would rather get younger players, not necessarily young players, because Miles Turner and Fred ain't young, but younger players to build for the long haul around Paulo. Because you're not. It don't matter. I don't think there's nothing that they can do this season to get them to the finals. I just don't think there's anything they can do. They can build on what they have, maybe make it to the conference finals or whatever. But like, unless they just surprise me, but I just don't see it, to be honest with you. I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, listen, I'm gonna keep it in the East, man. Want to talk about one piece away? Pistons is coming, bro.
Oh my god,
Pistons is coming, bro. The Pistons is coming.
they might be further away than the Magic.
I don't think I can't tell. Listen, man. All I'm saying is, you want to talk about injuries. The Knicks beat them, but they didn't have they wasn't healthy, man. They didn't even have they didn't have Isaiah Stewart. That was a tough man. I'm sorry, but like who when you talking about just that toughness a team needs in the playoff atmosphere, bro.
Yeah.
Cat,
Only thing is,
cat.
only thing is,
Oh no, I think he
I
would have.
think more teams are starting to develop that toughness now. We've seen it this offseason where a lot of teams are playing more physical. So we look at the Pistons as
This playoffs run is getting pretty physical.
exactly. So now the Pistons aren't standing out as much. Yeah, they're a physical team, but it's like, okay, so is everybody else. So it's just like, okay, like that's all y'all got. Like,
I think you're
dang, y'all
not.
ain't going
Nah, I
nowhere.
think you gotta watch. You gotta watch a little bit more, man. You got don't come on. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not saying that they're going to be a bad
I think
team.
they are one piece away for everybody to start looking at them and like, yo, this is
As a
crazy.
second round team.
I mean, you can. I think that I would be more comfortable with if that's where it's supposed to be. Okay, because my thing is I look at it as the formula of the Nuggets, where the Nuggets start doing good in the season and then they transition. Like the Pistons are starting to form. You know what I mean? So if they're still better and getting better each year. I think next year they're gonna come back and be a better squad. I think if you make I think a crazy trade that could possibly happen or something. If a trade does happen, that'd be crazy if you see a Kevin Durant on the Pistons. I don't think that it will happen, but I think that will be crazy to see. If you get another get it bucket, I don't know who you can do who you can offer. I'm not thinking that much ahead. This is just the fantasy, just talking right now. But I do see that the Pistons. I think the Pistons are on the verge of being that next team. Like we're talking about the up and comers, someone got to take a down seat too. And being that the East is open next year, that's why this is such a weird. This is gonna be a crazy off season, and the next year is gonna be a weird void year, because it's like these
But
teams are that are getting better, but at the same time,
you
it's
want
like
to
everybody's right there. Even
yeah,
Sean
yeah,
said, bro.
basically gonna get in cheeks.
Sean said it himself, bro. Like when what he say? He was like, "Yo," he said, teams are on the verge from being a title contender or a lottery pick, bro. That's how close it is right now, man.
I know something that shake everything up, which
What?
I don't know why I didn't bring up earlier. So we was talking about Giannis wanting out, um, and we're talking about um the Mavs and how they got that pick.
Listen,
Would you do that
listen.
if you were either team from
Oh
both of those?
my god.
That will shake
Oh my
everything.
God.
That will shake it up.
Oh,
That will shake it up. If
that,
you give me Giannis and then I give you that pick, and then you can even throw in a big man at that point. Even though that would kind of, but imagine Giannis at the three, Anthony Davis at the four, and then like Lively or Gafford at the five. Like, you kidding me? You want to talk about him on the Spurs and do?
and then you got Clay and Kyrie. Oh my God.
I
And
guess it
that
depends on how
happened,
much.
Cameron. Cameron, I'm telling you this right now. If that happens, because if I'm I think you go either way. I keep saying if you're going to trade for Giannis, all these trades that we've been talking about today, if you trade for Giannis, if I'm the Bucks, we're looking at it as Giannis perspective. If we're looking at it in the Bucks perspective, bro, if I'm the Bucks, if I'm trading a untouchable, because Luca pretty much made it seem like, yo, nobody's untouchable anymore. So if I'm trading my untouchable, number one, that means I'm blowing this shit up. That means I want as much as I can get for it. And if you telling me I can get rid of Giannis and start over with Cooper fucking Flag, talk about marketing low mark. It's a
Yeah,
white boy
yep,
named Flag, bro.
that could be it, man. That could be it.
Slogans
Honestly.
everywhere. Like
That'll be
I'm making that name big.
that'll
Even
be
though
that'll be it.
it's a smaller market, but you tell man, listen,
And then if you think about it, y'all getting off of
big ass
y'all don't
contract.
have so you can still go sign some free agent. Like,
Yo, man.
I ain't gonna lie, like if you can get Flag and then get one of them big men, like yeah, I don't know, man.
First
Like
of
I
all,
would probably do that.
we was talking about defense if he were to went to the Spurs. Woo!
Whole different story. Yeah,
Woo!
teams might as well just go ahead and forget about it. Teams just
Yo,
go ahead and forget
do you
about it.
think
You're not
yo,
doing nothing.
so let me I know it's crazy to say, but do you think that trade but I'm not gonna lie to you. If that trade happens, if that trade happens, I'll buy
That,
me and you a fucking Dallas hat. I promise you that. I'll send that shit to you in the mail.
that is funny.
I'll send you that shit in the mail. If that trade
That,
fucking
that
happens, bro.
that'll be it. That's 2017 Warriors. That'll be it.
So that
I
was
don't.
my next thing. Do you think if that trade were to happen, hypothetically, obviously, if that trade were to happen, would do you think we're looking at a Kevin Durant Warriors, or do you think that we're looking at something bigger
I ain't gonna say bigger. I'm not gonna say that because
with
those
Nico
Warriors.
Harris? Keep in mind, Nico Harris, defense wins championships.
So I think it would guarantee them a championship, yes. But like that Warriors and Kevin Durant, I just don't see that being duplicated. Like
I didn't
the
say that.
way
So dominant in a different way though.
for sure,
Defensively,
for sure.
I
But I'm just thinking of like the feeling of watching that team. Like I can't speak from the player aspect, obviously, but like the feeling of watching the Warriors was just like, yo, like it's your heart beating the whole time. Like that team was very different. I don't know if I just don't see that, but it will be a thing of like, yo,
Kyrie,
like
yo, I'm sorry, but are you forgetting that one of those scary pieces is on now on the Dallas Mavs? All I'm saying,
I don't think it's really scary anymore.
I'm just saying, bro. Like open shots, he can still hit. You still can't leave the motherfucker open.
You know, that would be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I
You
don't even
can't
know
leave him
how.
open.
Yeah,
Cause
I don't
real,
know. I don't know
cause
how
re-
teams do that shit.
cause realistically, I want you to think of your deepest team that we're the deepest roster. All right, you know what? Matter of fact, forget the if you matched up in the finals, who you got? The Knicks or the Dallas Mavs with Giannis on it?
I mean,
I'm gonna match the Dallas Mavs, or you gonna say the Pacers? Okay, let's go to the West since the West is more loaded. Do you think OKC or do you think the Dallas Mavs with Giannis?
Thunder is a shocker. Thunder, one of them.
Man, listen, they was already having problems with Anthony Davis, bro. You put it in. They was having problems with Anthony Davis. You can't stop
He,
him. You
he
can't
scored
stop both of them, bro. Defense. Who gonna have a better defense?
debatable.
I don't know, man.
Thunder. Nah. The
I don't
Mavs would
know,
be the
man.
best.
I
Yeah, no,
think
I don't see any team beating them. To
I
be
don't.
honest with you, that would be tough.
That's what I'm saying. So if that's the case, it's differently. I think it's like those. It's kind of like the KD Warriors, just a little different. Not in the terms of s- scoring, but the pure. Okay, Michael, right? Michael is a scoring dude. Saying he whether you have him one or two, you know when Michael is on the floor, you know what he bringing. I'm here scoring on you. What? What was Shaq though? I'm dunking on you. I'm disrespecting you. I'm being physical with you. Jordan was a small little dude. He wasn't. He can't bully Shaq and people like no. But this team right here, it just reads. It reads a Shaq minded team to me.
Yeah,
Not
they can be
a
bullying.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I just don't see. I think we're gonna look at it like, yo, who's gonna take this on? Especially, don't get me started with my Lakers. Like who? Shit,
That'll be a matchup right there because like
shit.
they're going to be the biggest team in the league for sure. Like you got Lively 7 feet, Anthony Davis 6'10", Giannis about 6'10" at the minimum. Klay Thompson's like 6'7", and I mean Kyrie. Okay, he's shorter, but like at that point, like, it don't even matter.
Okay,
Like,
so we talk about the Spurs. That would be a better Spurs team than the Spurs. That's a type of Spurs team, bro. The
that'll do
heck?
it. That'll do it. Obviously, you would have to think about like how they would mesh in chemistry. Like, is that too much scoring? I guess. How like that's when coaching will really come into play because like I don't know how that would fit necessarily. Obviously, in terms of just like sheer firepower, it seems crazy. But like, how would the offense flow? Would it be too congested in the inside because Giannis obviously can't shoot? So is that gonna congest it on offense? Like, so, and then with Kyrie not being there, how would that be until you get back? Like, so I don't think it's as easy as it appears. But for most teams, their sheer firepower alone is going to get it done. I just don't think like certain teams like the OKC is going to be like as scared as it appears to be. To be honest with you, because you know they got their team like actually put
Nah,
together like a team
I
atmosphere.
hear you, man. I hear you. I just find it's hard to see any team winning a 4 games against them in a series, bro. It's,
Yeah,
it's
that would be
hard.
tough. It's going to be an interesting off season. It's going to be an interesting off season. I think every off season is like we just never know what's going to happen. Whether it be good or be bad that we think something's going to happen, it never do. But I think this off season, like I think we're pretty sure that certain people are going to be moved. Like I'm pretty sure, at least from the rumors stuff like that. Like Giannis is going to move. I'm pretty sure KD is going to move. So those two alone, like those are two huge names
And
that's going to
moving
be
with the
moved.
KD real quick, like yo, you know what's a damn shame, bro? Bradley Bill, man. Unfortunately, we're talking trade talks and we're not talking Bradley Bill because he is using his no trade clause, which
That's
rightfully
insane.
right
Be
right
smart.
rightfully so. I would think that they would, he would at least allow them to do something, get him to a destination at least, something that he would prefer or something. Like nobody wants you there. And the thing is, they did what the thing that kills me is Phoenix did what you wanted. They got your ass out of Washington, bro. That's all you wanted. So my thing, at what point do we look at it as, yo, where did the competitor go? Because you weren't a bum, like, and you're getting paid
Respect.
all this bread, bro. Like, to me, it's not a good look. Only because, is this your last? Are you trying to play, like? And nobody really talks about this, but are you trying to play past this contract? Because if so, this is not a good look, bro. You're never gonna get another no trade clause. That's
Is
for
right.
one. Like, I don't even know if you're gonna get a contract. Like, and if you do get a contract, bro, you're not worth whatever you're getting paid anymore. Like,
I just want to
I
know
don't know,
where it
man.
came. He was just like pretty good. Like honestly, he started dealing with injuries and things like that. But like,
Yo,
yeah,
I fucking liked him, man. I wanted the Lakers to get him. There's a point where I was just like, yo, get him, and we end up getting Russ. Like, what? Yo,
Jesus, talking about ruining what we had. Damn.
I still don't understand what happened. That team needed to get run back to back. There is no, and I don't believe in any in the history of NBA, and I could be wrong because I didn't look this up. I'm quite sure this didn't happen, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. I don't think there is a I don't think history shows us a team that won a championship. And I'm saying not upgrade to get better because of course you're always trying to get better. But I've never seen or heard of a team winning a championship and then changing their whole culture. I don't mean cult. Nah, do I want to say culture? Just their. You know what? No, not culture. I've never seen them change their whole identity the next season. Like,
Yeah,
that
usually
doesn't
you
make
see,
any sense to me.
a couple players move, things like that. But like, they just traded away everything. Like I just didn't get it. Like we were no longer a defensive minded team where we had we had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Like, come on, like get rid of both of those. I didn't like Kuzma too much. But we had Kuzma, we had Caldwell Pope, we had Rondo. Like, we had all those pieces, and we just I don't get it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think some of those pieces, like if we would have got rid of Kuzma, like I mean, I'm not mad at it, but at the very minimum, keep JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Like you didn't have to pay them anything. Like what was the point of getting rid of them?
They didn't even resign. No, they traded McGee, and then they traded McGee, and then they didn't re-sign Howard. He ended up signing with the 76ers, I think, that year. I believe so.
I don't know what it was.
But
That's
but the thing is, it's the fact that so don't get me wrong. I like to look at things both ways, so I'm gonna do that with this situation. I do I do see it being a point where you can upgrade and stuff, and maybe you got rid of Javale or Howard or something for you know what I mean, if you wanted to do like an upgrade. But I can see it if you wanted to make those changes if we were like the eighth seed or something,
right.
bro. We were still the third seed, and like we could have been the first. It
It
was nobody was stopping us.
was what we
So
see now in terms of the team with depth. Like we were that, and we had the stars too. Like we had it all. It's like why? We had what the Nuggets had.
you had Anthony Davis playing the position that he liked. You got Dwight Howard being, and the thing is, Dwight Howard was, and say what you want, like I understand that he's not the Dwight Howard of, when we didn't get his prime, but we didn't need his prime. We just need, and the thing is, I think Dwight Howard is not as appreciative. Like, we don't appreciate Dwight Howard as much as we should, because you got a dude who was a superstar doing everything, but he transitioned, but still became a excellent role player. Like, bro, like, and again, this plays into coaching on how you utilize your players. Tom Thibodeau wouldn't know nothing about this, but when it comes to utilizing your bigs, bro, we didn't need him to do anything other than just stop Jokic, and not even really stop him, just disrupt him. Fall out if you want to. You feel me? The thing that we don't appreciate is we don't have no bigs like Dwight Howard no more. There aren't.
Very, very, very.
It's
Yeah, it's
unfortunate.
where they actually take pride in, like,
Being
okay,
the
this is
big
my
man, like
this is my only job.
I thought that it would have been Joel, but I think Joel is just too injury prone, and he
Yeah.
not. And the thing is, I'm not saying like Howard had the whole package, bro. He dominant all
Because
this.
he came from that era. It's not like he's one of the new big men. Like he was drafted a long time ago. So it's like, and he took pride in that. Like he took pride in, I'm just here to rebound and defend. Period. If it's for 20 minutes, and it's for 20 minutes. Like it is what it is. We can play him for 20 minutes. We can play JaVale McGee for 20 some minutes. Like, and if we want to go to a lineup where Anthony Davis was playing the five for however long, then that's fine. But he didn't have to do that for the duration of the game. And it's just like I just don't get why they did that. I understand they didn't think that at that time there were really no big men they had to worry about. I guess Jokic was just coming up. Jokic was nice at that time, obviously, but he ain't how we look at him now. So maybe they just thought that it wasn't that.
No, no, but you know the thing about it, even though Jokic was right there, I was still looking at him as like not him per se, like as the superstar is now, but I was looking at that team like, yo, this is a good team, and I think that's where it always starts from. At the end of the day, regardless of what team we're talking about, who's winning and stuff, like we view the Oklahoma City Thunder as a well-rounded team, and the thing that makes them dangerous is that is like their superstar can be a superstar, but still everybody eats. We still not
Yeah,
gonna change the way we play. We this is not. I'm the superstar, so I have to do more and do whatever. But in terms of you having everybody else do their job, a lot of role play. I think to be honest with you, man, the Thunder is gonna be one of those teams that's gonna stick around for a bit. I don't want them to mess up that core. And I'm gonna come back to this in a second. But you have them that, to me, in my eyes, they replicated what Boston did. I thought Boston did a really good job at constructing their team. And regardless of what, I know me and you when we're talking about it, I say, yo, when Porzingis is playing and he's playing his game, they look like a whole different other team. And you said that he not a difference maker, but what I'm saying is that team is so well rounded and stuff. So when you do add in a player like Porzingis who's not in his prime no more, that can still make that offense, that the way they orchestrate makes you view him that way again. That is the difference maker, man. That is an insane thing. There's not that many teams in the NBA right now that's like that. Again, I think we're about to start seeing that slowly. I think teams are starting to get back into the drafting of stuff. So
developing players.
exactly, and with that being said, though, we're talking the topic of discussion is trades. So before I end this and we get off of here, sticking to the Thunder, they have enough stuff to not
Hmm.
mess with that core and to make a move. I'm not saying to get a Giannis. I'm not saying to get a Giannis because I think Giannis might disrupt the flow of things. I think he would stop Holmgren's development, even though
Yeah,
he's a center. I just don't think that I'm not saying they wouldn't be good. I just think that you don't want to mess with that core, you know.
yeah, because that
S-
already.
do you get yourself a Kevin Durant? A Kevin Durant won't hurt you.
If he was a free agent, Kevin Durant's not a free agent, is he?
He's not. You would
Yeah,
have to
he's not
trade. It's a
free.
rental, which makes it even better. You have the draft capital. You have the assets needed to give them. You have players that you can give up without hurting that core and still staying a top elite team. What I'm saying is because they can't ask for a lot. They could, but they're not gonna get it because they understand that Kevin Durant is on his last year, so this is a rental. So not you're in a weird situation where teams are not going to want to offer a lot for KD, especially his track record. I'm not saying that he's not a great player. It's KD. What I'm saying is when you have a chance to get him, but you can get him for the low, just because the situation we're in, I do it. It's kind of like
That's
the
tough
it's
because it's like
fit in
it's
any
a
system,
gamble. Either way.
even if
It's a gamble because they're going to more than likely. I got them winning the finals.
they got them winning the
So,
finals. But what did I just say with the Lakers? We didn't see a team that just changed their identity. You wouldn't be changing your identity. You have your core in the Thunder, and you're adjusting and making your team better because
but is
what
it?
we've been. But listen, I think it is. Listen, what we listen to the competition that we were just talking about. You have, let's say, no trades happen, right? Who is the team in the West? Because my money is gonna be on Dallas, depending on if they come back healthy. You telling me
Yeah,
with a Cooper Flag and all that, depending. Let's see what the Lakers moves make. Now, I can change my mind, but give or take what it is right now, and what we can see next year, bro. All I'm saying is if they do get Cooper Flag, which they're gonna get, yeah, Cooper Flag is here, man. Do you do you just keep that together with them? You can
I think
develop
for
it
the
if you go to
Thunder,
that, or
I think for the Thunder,
you're looking to
um,
beat them. You got to beat them.
next season, I don't think you're too worried about that team because Kyrie's going to be Kyrie's. I don't know when he's come. Kyrie probably back though. Kyrie
I
probably
think
back.
he'll be back in the late in the
He
season.
can be. He can be. But I just feel like it depends who you have to get rid of because they're gonna like KD is still KD, so you have to get rid of like at least two players.
You're not touching your core.
No,
You're so so
that
so. Here's the thing.
more
It's the
than
same. It's the same thing though. It's the same thing as the Bucks. If I'm the Bucks and I want some picks and I want some whatever, I'm making this trade. Listen, Giannis, I know you want to go to New York, but look at they're offering us better on the Rockets. We get young assets, we get picks, and we can fully round our team right here and still we can still be a let's go to a playoff team, be a playoff team right there, whatever, with the assets that we got. They probably just be on like the Pistons and that type of level that is right there. And I don't think that's a bad dip from losing that. So what I'm saying is with the Thunder, I think you have other opportunities in other teams. Like I'm not sure if Ant is gonna what's happening with Ant. Is he gonna take this next level? Is he gonna be better? I don't know. I'm not saying we believe, me and you believe that if the Lakers went against them, it was over with.
yeah. Don't remind me.
So it's things like that. So, but do you think that if we looked at it, let's say even if we got Nas Reed, right? If we got Nas Reed and we didn't make any other changes, whether we still got the same team, right? And then they made that with Kevin Durant. Are we looking at that still and saying that nah, we got this, or are we looking at that? Damn, that's a different maker right there, bro. Like that's
From the outside, you're supposed to be thinking that me as a Lakers fan, I feel like yeah, we can get them.
I'm a LeBron
For
fan.
them, though, for them, I don't think that When was the last time Kevin Durant really moved the needle?
Was it the last time he really had a fully healthy team? The Warriors. Like, what are we talking about?
last
Every
year.
year, huh?
So what? Last year? Shit.
What do you mean? Like the on the Suns?
Yeah.
It's not a better team, bro. They weren't a good team. I don't think that was
But
a
like,
good. I don't think that's a team, bro. Like
okay,
they
so I
always
understand
had.
what you're saying. He's joining a team that's already good. So, but all right, so we would
I'm
have to
not
get
saying
rid of.
I'm
You're
not I'm
saying
not saying I'm not saying getting going to a team that's already good. Like all right, and when he had the Nets, I do believe that team, him, Kyrie, and James Harden could have won a chip. They were just never were facts is they were never healthy. What I'm saying is he if he was on that if everybody was healthy, maybe we're talking about something different. Cause that's a hypothetical, but I don't believe that it's the same team. I think that they can do. I think that they could have got the chip. So when we look at it like that, a healthy established team that is what I think
I just
that can do it.
I don't think you're getting KD without breaking up the core. I think that's
I
it.
don't think you have to. I don't think you have to break the core, bro. You don't have to break the core. You still got it. Which I get it if you want to. If you're trying to get assets around and stuff, and you want to bring in some for that. I get that, but what this type of trade would be doing is restoring the fuck up that you did. You got rid of all these fucking picks. You got rid
But
of a whole bunch of stuff. So why
know what?
wouldn't you get back into in if you get your picks back? Get your picks
You know
back.
what? You know what restores the fuck up? You talking about the Thunder?
Huh?
You talking about the Thunder or the Suns?
The Suns.
Oh, the Suns. There's nothing. Is the Suns? Sure. The Thunder. I just don't see why you would do that.
I don't see why you
We just,
wouldn't. Why wouldn't you get
we
rid of
just,
your picks? You have your core now. These picks that
but
you're just sitting on, you've been sitting on. You have to move these picks. You're not gonna find. You're not gonna find more to the draft because you have your core. You have what your foundation already. Now you utilize that to get better. Use your picks
I
to
think,
get better, even if it's like, even if it is that year. Because if you do that, and if they do make that trade, and let's say Kevin Durant goes there next year, and then he's off of his contract and he retires, right? What does that mean? That means, well, you got all your picks, but guess what? KD's salary is now off the books. Now you can start getting little upgrades and free, like test the free agency out and stuff, where you have options and it leaves you open. You don't
I
have
think,
to
I think,
re-sign him.
I think where we differ is KD's value. You think that you can just offer picks for KD. I don't think it's going to be that
I said
simple.
I
I
don't
think they're
think
going to
you can
pick.
offer players too. What I am saying is I don't think you have to touch your core in order to
And,
get
that,
KD. I
and
don't
that's where
think that.
I think the Suns are going to. I don't think the Suns are in rebuild mode. They're
I
looking for someone
do.
to pair with
They
Devin Booker.
yo, if I think that they might move from Devin Booker.
He
I
can.
honestly think so, man.
Yes.
I
See,
honestly
that's
think so. I think to do your due diligence, you have to get rid of Booker. You wasted what already could have been his prime. Like his prime, he is in his prime. And the thing is, it was such he's like a late bloomer in terms of like a superstar. I think he's a like we can see him as a superstar. I don't know if I have him as a superstar right at this moment. But what I'm saying is you kind of fucked his development up as a player. Like for if he's your franchise player, that was supposed to be your dude. I don't think you should have ever made that trade. You should have never got Bradley Beal. I'm not saying not to get. I don't even think y'all should have went to go get KD. Y'all had a team. Cause think about it. Let's go back to when they were in the finals. That team, as annoying as it was, that was still a good team. You had
yeah.
some
But
rough
it's,
riders. And then when you got Kevin Durant, the issue with the Kevin Durant trades is you're giving up your identity. That's the difference. When you give up your identity, because Kevin Durant was not a player that fit in the Sun system, but because y'all gave that away, now you had to establish and start over and figure out what y'all could be. So instead of keeping the true point guard in Chris Paul, which I don't think they should have gave up, you guys got rid of Chris Paul, the facilitator, which what y'all was missing, and y'all went to go get another person who needed the ball in their hands, and you're kind of still on the fuck up on that. So I think I think if it's the Suns, I think you make that call. I think that you try to blow it up and shit. You try to move Booker too, and that opens up a whole other thing when it comes to where could trade destination go. This all
Yeah,
season we already know is going to be a big one. So do you see like okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this because now it just came onto my mind. It came onto my head. We're talking about Devin Booker here with the Suns, right? Who's to say you don't do that? Who's to say we're talking about Giannis and we're talking about things that work? What about this trade? I'm just gonna say this. Have we ever put any thought into if the Suns were to make a trade with Dallas? You get Cooper Flag, send Klay Thompson out. What are we talking about here? We want to talk about teams. You don't think Kyrie, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis? What? I think that's a more dangerous team if you're trying to do that. In the Mavs can do it. They could
give
do
me,
it.
give me Cooper Flag and Clay.
Hmm?
Give me Cooper Flag and Clay.
That's what I said.
No. For the Mavs, I'll take them. I'll keep them. Decline.
You wouldn't want Booker? I think Booker
For
I think Booker right now is better than Clay. And then if you're talking about a
sure.
win, and if you're talking about a win now, if you're talking about a win now, it's something that you can keep together. You can't keep Giannis and all those players together. It might be nice. It might be nice to come up, but when it's time for payday, you're not gonna be able to do it. And sometimes you have to look at the business part, not
You
just
can,
the player part. I think it makes more sense.
they both gonna offer the same amount of money. They both going for the Supermax.
I don't.
For
So
sure.
I think you can fit Booker, you can fit Booker, and you can fit AD because that's essentially like AD. You obviously made it known that it's a time frame. You know what I mean? You made it known that it's a time frame. Or if we're not, if it is a time frame issue, like bro, at the same time, like you can even do if you wanted. If we're talking about time frame, because the Mavs made it known that they want to win now. There's a couple trades that can happen. You can see the Devin Booker trade, or shit. You can even see the KD trade, bro. If you get Cooper Flag up out of there to the Suns, you got a franchise player who can play along Devin Booker, or you blow it up. You if I'm the Phoenix Suns, if I'm the Suns, yo, let's try to see if we can get Cooper Flag. We'll throw in Devin Booker, and shit, we're gonna trade KD anyway. I don't know if we trade him to the or wherever it goes. Shit, might even trade him to the Rockets and get some picks too. I want some picks. I want to rebuild. If y'all like there's teams that again there's teams, and I just said Sham said that there's teams that are it's so close from being the lottery to being in having a chance to get the chip. We got to talk about those teams that are in the lottery. It
For
could
sure.
be, you know what I mean, like
There
that could be a
definitely
different maker.
there are definitely gonna be some of those teams. I just don't think like we was speaking about. That's for those lottery teams to make those moves. That's for the Suns. Like it'd be a great move for the Suns to try to do this, or the Suns to try to do this, or the other lottery teams to try to make some moves. As a Thunder, you got to come with some. You got to come with something better than that. And like I said, I think the Suns value Kevin Durant a little more. I think they're going to want one of those core players, and they're going to want a draft pick. Like as I understand, he's a little older, but they're gonna want they're gonna want something because it's not the core players. It's
the
not like
the
they're like
the
crazy
want
good. They're just like
the wanting something, the wanting something is the rebuild. If you are in that, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for picks. You're looking for more to recuperate the assets that you lost for
and I'm
nothing.
saying I think they can get both. Say if you get Jalen Williams and two draft picks, it's not too much for KD because Jalen Williams ain't a star. Like he's a good player. He's a good player. The only superstar that they got is Shea. Everybody else is just like good ass role players. And
I
Jalen
think
Williams
Williams
can
can
be
be.
a star.
I think he can coincide. I think he can be this. He can be the Scotty to the Michael. I think that's what they view him as, and I think that that's what they view him. Is most importantly that they don't view them like that growing. I think they view that right now. And when you have home grid is another thing. I think this is one team where we look at as being like not a super team, but when we talk about like Spurs type teams, when you have that that Tim Duncan and Tony Parker type players, I think that's not to that extent because we're not talking about like a point guard or whatever, but that's the same style. I feel like they are just the 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 fits of the team. That's just the core, and I think that
So
they are high on that to where they see what they are going to become.
so I'm gonna say this in closing for me about this. I agree with everything you saying from the Thunder perspective. These are our core players. We aren't breaking up our core. 100% agree. They can be that Spurs type team in terms of the culture of the core and building them up. Now, from the Suns' perspective, I'm thinking I need a piece of that core to help me rebuild. Because Jalen Williams, it's not like we're getting a star. It's not like we're getting a superstar. I need something. So, yes, I am going to get some picks from you to recoup, but I also need at least one solid player. And I think any solid player that they would have to give up is going to be a part of that core only because the Thunder runs so deep. Their core is not just four players or three players or four, like five players. Like their core runs very, very deep. So it's like you're going to have to give up something. Like KD is going to require something unless they just don't value him that much. Now that's a different conversation for a different day. But like I think that they value him a little more than just all right. Let's just give him somebody from the bench and two
I
draft.
mean, do they value him in that? You say that's a topic for a different day. All I'm saying is to get into it real quick, bro. What have you done for me lately? That's all I can say right now. But
Disrespect KD. Wow.
I'm not saying he's
But
not a
you know.
good. Yo, listen, I'm not saying that he's not a great player. He is one of the great. He is definitely one of the. He's in the top 20 for sure. Like it's you, bro. You're not
I mean, you're right.
disrespecting
What have you
some.
done for me lately? That's the same thing that the Thunder's going to be thinking. What have you done for me lately? I'm not breaking up none of this
Well,
shit that just brought me to the championship for someone that hasn't proven to do anything. I understand the excuse could always be injuries, 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 but no, like, I'm just not doing it. You can take these two draft picks. You can take that.
I
Like,
understand. Listen, they got KD on the Suns, and it's not a team. That's the difference. That's not a basketball team. Far from it. They are in the same way of where the Lakers were missing the center. They are missing a point guard. They fucked up by trading all the trades is what fucked the Suns up. That's they should have never got rid of. They should have never got three scorers that need the ball in their hand. That was never gonna work. Never gonna work.
shit, we didn't even talk about KD being injury prone. Bruh, I'm not trading for that man. I'm not
Nah.
trading for that man. You
But you're
good?
missing the point
Yeah.
though, dude. Listen. You have KD injury prone or not. Like I'm sure that number one, he's gonna be getting the rest. He's gonna be getting the rest on Thunder. That's for one. And if you're looking at him as a rental agreement because he only has 1 year on his contract. What I'm saying is you're trading some picks and stuff, but if you can knock that, which I don't think that they would have to get part of their core up. But what I'm saying is if you get that, even if he doesn't re-sign, if he goes somewhere else, or even if he just retires, maybe he gets his last ring. Yeah, we got the ring for OKC, and I'm done now. I'm done. Maybe we get that. But what I'm saying is KD is not getting some chump change either. KD frees up a lot of money for you. You do this. What I'm saying is you trade for KD and it won't hurt you.
In order to
It can
even
get
make
you
that
better.
money work, and even in order to even make that money work, you're gonna have to touch somebody from the core. Is what I'm telling you. You're gonna
I don't
have to.
listen
You,
outside.
I think that's where
I
our
get
biggest
so I
disagreement
think
is, but
this is
you're gonna get it.
I think this is where we disagree. We don't see eye to eye. You view the core as being 8 people deep. I view the core as Chad Williams and Holmgren. I mean Chad Williams, Shea, Chad, Holmgren, and Williams. That's who I look at the core. Outside of those 3 motherfuckers, y'all, we can make it happen. That's what I'm saying. We can make it happen.
The things that got them here, which is depth, they're gonna have
We
to
can
dwindle
make it
that down.
happen. They have enough. That's what I mean by they have enough pieces in the arsenal to give up without hurting. Like
And I think you're overvaluing that, because if they get KD, them pieces, you can make it happen. You can get KD. It's gonna cause your team to deteriorate, in my opinion.
I
Because I
don't
don't think the Suns are gonna
I
have
think so.
something.
I think you can you will be fine.
That's just my 2 cents.
Yep.
That
I
is
hear
my
you. And
two.
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this video, if you like what we're doing, we appreciate the like and the follow on any platform that we end up putting this on. We mainly want to do YouTube, maybe some TikToks, maybe some Instagram. We don't know. We'll see how it is. I definitely enjoyed this first video doing, and it ain't nothing but a convo. You feel me? We're just putting our 2 cents on the situation. And if you like that,
Definitely. Y'all, like you said, like, comment, subscribe. More than likely, it's going to be on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of the above. And offer us y'all 2 cents. I know we talked about a lot of sports, so offer us y'all 2 cents. We'll try to be as active as we can in the comments. Go back and forth, and maybe you'll make it to the next video with some of the things that you want to talk about. So,
exactly. Especially, yeah, make sure you utilize that comment section, man. If there's something that you want to see us talking about, if you enjoyed the podcast, man, just us going back and forth with each other, showing our perspectives on how we view things, definitely leave a comment. Let us know what you want to hear. What updated situations, like if it's a breaking news type of thing, and you want to get our 2 cents, we got you covered. Appreciate you guys. We will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Let's go.